I want you to imagine that you're on a vacation. You go to a strange country far, far away, and there you're accused of a crime which you did not commit. And because of this confusion, you're thrown in jail. Now, the laws of that country allow you to defend yourself, but only with a written letter of about 1,000 words, and you will not be heard in person. The only way to get out of this jail is to impress the judge with the force of your arguments through that letter. Your letter is your only chance to make all your arguments and reply to the arguments of the opposition who wants to punish you. Now, what kind of letter will you write? Will you try to anticipate the arguments of the opposition beforehand and make your case point by point, considering that this is the only chance which you will get to say what you have to say? Or will you talk about anything else in your letter other than your defense? The point that I'm trying to make is that this is essentially the kind of situation that you will face in your essay exam with the topics that you've chosen. You can think of the UPSC examiner as the judge that you have to please. A good essay is a well thought out argument which is filled with points and relevant examples. In this video, I want to tell you about what the UPSC wants in an essay and how you can score really well in this paper. Lucky for you, what the UPSC wants is not a secret. The UPSC in their annual notification are very clear about it. Take a look at this passage from the notification of 2020 in which the commission says that candidates may be required to write essays on multiple topics. They will be expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay, to arrange their ideas in orderly fashion, and to write concisely. Credit will be given for effective and exact expression. As you can see, the UPSC is saying a number of different things. There are multiple things which are being asked of you, as I've highlighted. Basically, if your essay takes care of all these things, then you will end up getting really good marks. Let's look at what these are one by one. The first one is multiple choices. And this means that there may be more than one essay for you to write. Given the fact that the time of the examination is 3 hours and you have to write more than one essay, sure enough, during the previous years, the question paper contains 8 topics usually, out of which you have to pick 2 topics and you have to write a 1,000 to 1,200 word essay on each. Now, what this means for you is that managing time will be made more difficult. 2 essays means twice the time doing rough work. It means twice the time thinking about different points to write. It means twice the time revising and 2 entirely different topics to write and think about, all within those 3 hours. More choices also mean that you'll take twice the time deciding and picking the right topics out of all those 8 topics, which can be very painfully confusing, especially in a timed exam. So, which topics will you choose? How will you choose them? You're sitting in the examination hall, which is faced with these 8 choices, which all seem more or less familiar. So, you may pick one topic which you feel you know, and you start writing about it. But in the middle of the exam, you may run out of points, or you find yourself writing too much about something. But don't worry, this happens all the time, and it's completely normal. And it will not happen to you because all of this has been made super easy in this course. You will glide through these challenges easily by the time you finish this course. And we'll talk about time management and dealing with these choices in detail in the next lecture. The second thing which the UPSC wants is that you will be expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay. Pay attention to the fact that keeping closely to the topic means that everything which you'll write in your essay, all those 1,000 words, should contribute to the arguments in your topic. Remember that jail in the foreign country and that judge who does not listen to emotional appeal, and he's given you the chance to explain your position in 1,000 words. You don't want to waste your precious words on something which is not important. Keeping closely to the topic means that your argument should be directed straight at the topic. It means that the examples which you use should be relevant to the topic and should add value. But this is not always easy to do. Let's take an example from the previous year question paper of the UPSC. Question which has been asked in the civil services exam of 2018 One of the essay topics was technology cannot replace manpower. Now, keeping closely to the topic means that if you're faced with this topic, then you should not spend 500 words on technology or 500 words on manpower. It also does not mean that you spend half the word count on technology and half the word count on manpower, and then you conclude something about them. The essay is not about technology. It is not about manpower. The essay is about the relationship between these two things and the tension in that relationship. In your essay, you should focus on the relationship which is posing a question to you. Can technology replace manpower? If so, should it replace manpower? If not, then why not? Keeping closely to the subject means that you address the central questions or issues in the topic. It's easy to stray away from the topic when you're writing and a flow develops. So, to maintain consistency, you will need to have your points ready before you begin writing. And once again, don't worry because you're going to learn how to do this very soon. The exercises in this course are designed to make sure that you keep closely to the topic. You will learn intelligent rough work, structured brainstorming, deconstruction, and very, very helpful and powerful techniques which will make sure that you glide through these challenges.